to For What It's Worth. This is the show that quizzes you with questions and asks you to put a value on the vintage. 3 pairs of contestants are ready to play. Each team has a quizzer who has to answer a general knowledge question correctly so that their partner, the picker, has a chance to choose an antique or collectible and build a collection. The aim of the game is to amass the most valuable collection. Now, each day I'm joined by an antiques expert, and today we have a woman who reminds me of a watercolour painting. She's got style, beauty, and lightens up any room. Though be warned, if she gets wet, she might run. Would you please welcome Kate Bliss? Kate, would you like to tell me about the lots that we have here for our contestants to choose from?
I certainly will. We have a huge variety here. So, we have a cup and saucer, a painting, a watch, a vase, a bowl, a toy, a jug, a statuette, a thermometer, a table, a chair, and a cobsh.
Now, one of these items is our top lot, which is worth a whopping £2,500. That is the lot to spot, because at the end of the show, the winning pair will walk away with the cash equivalent of one of their items. But beware, because the lots decrease in value right down to our worthless lot, which is a tenner or less. That is the lot to avoid, teams. So who's playing today? Well, let's meet our teams. Team 1, who are you?
My name's Bob. This is my grandson, Jordan.
And I love going to boot sales and finding hidden treasures.
Excellent, you're in the right place. Team 2, who are you?
Hi, I'm Barbara, and this is my husband, Richard.
And we like going around the antique fairs and car boots, and we come from King's Lynn and Norfolk.
Very nice to have you here. And Team 3, who are you?
Hello, Fern. I'm Jan, and this is my friend Mandy.
And we've known each other for 30-odd years, and Jan likes collecting glassware, and I'm an old book person.
You don't look like an old book person, but a book person will do. Welcome, everybody, and jolly good luck. Now, earlier, our teams got to inspect the lots close up, watched over by Kate. But could they separate the grand from the bland? Let's see.
Ooh, OK.
Wow.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's a cobsh. That's Russian.
That is.
It's very pretty.
It's got 88 on it.
Oh, 88, there we go.
If it's Russian, it would be quite valuable.
That's the thing, that's a fairly old piece.
They don't feel old handles to me. They feel like they're new.
Just put on
production,
placement.
yeah, to make it look old.
That must be bronze, because
Yeah.
that is so heavy.
They're really thinking about the material, which is great.
Got a bit of a looky nose.
Bronze.
I wonder if that's clockwork. Probably pull that along then.
£50, I reckon.
Could be. Thermometer.
Yeah, silver.
Silver, yeah.
Silver.
Silver hallmark.
Got the material right.
Is that leopard's head? Is that London?
Right, the watch.
Hallmark's on top there. It's on top.
What have you spotted then, Jordan?
It's 24 karat gold. It's got a really bright gold, isn't it?
Probably worth money.
There is a name in the middle.
Oh, careful.
R-L-A.
Oh, we're getting so warm.
Does it say Arlelique or just Lalique?
Rianne. It's French.
Oh, see, now that painting, I don't like that.
No, it's too dull, isn't it?
W. Cullow. I've not heard of him.
Got the name of the artist, but we don't know anything about him.
Oh, cranberry
Is
glass.
it cranberry, yeah?
So look at the bottom, look at the thickness of the glass.
No, nothing much.
Looks a bit like a nursing chair, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It's not Georgian, is it?
I don't know.
Close.
It's a tea bowl, not a cup.
Yeah, T-bowl.
It looks to me like they don't belong together.
Yeah, maybe they're just similar.
That one is a lot lighter blue than that one.
So would that affect the value?
Is that a kimono,
Yeah,
the
that
little
is
figures?
Japanese.
So maybe it's Japanese.
It could be old. It's an old pattern.
It's the sort of thing that my mum would really like.
You can't take it home, Mandy.
We've got to go between the statuette and the cobsh.
I would go for the statuette.
I think the cobsh might have it.
And I would say the painting. Probably if it's the right painting.
Now, let's go with the table.
Not completely convinced, but the table is nice.
And the bottom
And the
one
bottom, I'm
is
pretty convinced there's a jug.
The brown ready jug, lowest.
Lowest, I'd say.
And we think that's the cheapest, the
Yeah, yeah.
little red jug. Because,
happy with that?
I think so, yeah.
But what I did like was that chair. That,
Yeah, I wish I knew more about paintings.
Kate, what fun to spy on them.
Some really interesting decisions and all sorts.
And how have the valuations been arrived at?
So the valuations for each item have been agreed by myself and an independent valuer, and they're based on the hammer price we would expect the item to reach at auction, but with no auction costs added.
Just to add an extra twist, we have our mystery lot. Now, this could be worth thousands or it could be worth peanuts. That's for our winners to decide a little bit later. But for now, it's time for round 1. Right, I'm going to ask 8 general knowledge questions. Pickers, before each one, I'm going to ask you to select which lot you'd like to play for, and then quizzers, if you buzz in with the correct answer, you will get to add that lot to your collection. But beware, if you buzz in incorrectly, you'll be frozen out of the next question. So, pickers, please make your first pick. Let's see what you want. Bob and Jordan, you've gone for the painting. Barbara and Richard for the statuette. Jan and Mandy want the kovj. Quizzers, fingers on buzzers. First question. Which word can be used to refer to a type of tooth or an animal from the dog family? Yes, Bob.
Molar.
Oh, no, it's canine.
Oh, no.
You're now frozen out of the next question, Bob and Jordan. Richard and Mandy, pick a lot. Barbara and Richard still want the statuette. Jan and Mandy want the table. Here's the question. The Black Forest Gatto originated in which country? Yes, Barbara.
Germany.
Germany is correct. The statuette is yours. Well done. And Bob and Jordan, you're now back into the next question. Pickers, what's your lot? Bob and Jordan want the watch. Barbara and Richard and Jan and Mandy are going to have a battle for the kovj. Question 3. Which UK girl group had a 1987 hit with Love in the First... Barbara?
Spice Girls.
Incorrect. Which UK girl group had a 1987 hit with Love in the First Degree? It was Bananarama. Barbara and Richard, you're frozen out of the next question. Jordan and Mandy, make a pick. It's like measles. It's very contagious. One person goes for something, everybody does. You both want the kovj. Question 4 then, quizzers. What does the F stand for in the government office known as DEFRA? Yes, Jan.
Food.
Correct, it is. It's the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. And the kovj is yours. Congratulations. Barbara and Richard, you're back in for the next question. Pickers, make a pick. Bob and Jordan want the painting. Barbara and Richard want the bowl. Jan and Mandy want the table. Question 5. The 2 official national languages of Canada are English and which? Jan.
French.
The 2 official national languages of Canada are English and which other? The answer is French. The table is yours. Pickers, pick a lot. Bob and Jordan still want the watch. Barbara and Richard really want the bowl. Jan and Mandy want the cup and saucer. Question 6, quizzers. In tennis, which is the oldest of the 4 Grand Slam... Yes, Bob.
Wimbledon.
In tennis, which is the oldest of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments, the answer is Wimbledon. It was founded in 1887. The watch is yours. Pickers, pick a lot. Bob and Jordan want that painting. Barbara and Richard want the bowl. Jan and Mandy want the cup and saucer. Question 7. Catherine the Great was Empress of Russia during... Yes, Jan.
Oh, the Napoleonic years? No.
That's not the answer I'm looking for. The full question is, Catherine the Great was Empress of Russia during which century? It is the 18th. You are frozen out of the last question. Jordan and Richard, make a pick. Bob and Jordan want the cup and saucer. Barbara and Richard want the bowl. This is the final question in this round, quizzers. The name of which art form translates from the Japanese for... Yes, Bob.
Art Deco.
This is the full question. The name of which art form translates from the Japanese for folding paper? The answer is, of course...
Origami.
Origami. I'm so sorry you don't get the cup and saucer. And that is the end of round 1. So let's have a look at your collections. Bob and Jordan have the watch. Barbara and Richard have the statuette. Jan and Mandy have the kovj and the table. Now, our teams have started to build their collections nicely, but have they chosen wisely? Well, before they have the chance to add more to them, Kate is going to give each pair a fact about a lot of their choice, which should be everything they need to know to make a valuation. Team 1, let's get to know you a bit better. Bob, you're a big West Ham fan.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting that sport memorabilia is big for you?
It is, yeah.
What have you got?
Programmes, tickets, old cup final tickets and things like that.
Have you been going since you were a boy?
Yeah, since I was at 6.
And Jordan is your step-grandson, I think.
Yeah.
And is he a good picker?
I hope so.
Jordan, who started your interest in antiques?
I'd say it was like my nan and granddad. They got me into like collecting coins, collecting like harmonicas and things like that.
Interesting. Well, boys, what would you like to know more about from Kate?
The painting.
The painting.
This is a painting entitled The Drover, and it's by the esteemed English artist William Callow. Now, Callow lived between 1812 and 1908, and he's known for his landscapes, his engravings, and, of course, his watercolours. It has a stock label on the back from the very reputable antique dealer Agnew & Sons, and it's undated, so the dashing technique seen here tells us that it was painted by a young Callow sometime before 1840. This fact makes it a little bit more unusual, as most of the works that come up at auction, and certainly a lot of the ones that I've seen, are from his later life. So what's it worth?
Well, that's for you to think about while we meet Team 2. Welcome, Barbara and Richard. Barbara, you are a retired midwife?
Yes,
Gosh, how many babies did you deliver?
just over 1,700.
Did you make a little note of each one?
We have to keep records for 25 years, so I had to keep records.
And what do you like to collect?
Silver mainly and brooches.
What's your best one?
It's a banjo.
Oh,
It's
lovely.
beautiful. It's not worth a great deal, but to me it's absolutely wonderful.
Exactly, exactly. And Richard, welcome to you. And what do you collect?
Well, silver, but my main interest is old aircraft books. I'm made keen on aviation, yes.
Very good. Well, it's lovely to have you here. What lot would you like to hear more about?
I would like to hear more about the toy, the two rollers.
Well, this is an intriguing little thing, isn't it? It's a charming toy canoe that really does ooze retro style. It was made by a company called Mobo Sibel. It's designed, I think, as you all identified, to be pulled along. And this movement makes the little clowns, who are the rowers, row inside the boat as the child walks along. Now, the canoe itself dates to the 1950s, the post-war, post-ration period in which the toy market became increasingly popular. But is it attracting you? And if so, what's it worth?
We'll let you have a think about that. While we meet Team 3, welcome Jan and Mandy. Jan, are you all right? Because you've just had your hip replaced, haven't
Oh,
you?
it was a few years ago, but it's a bit dodgy still.
Is it?
but we'll live.
And tell me about your infamous nun's outfit.
Oh, well, that was something I made for a pantomime, but it was a bit tricky because it was one of these closed orders and they had this funny hats, which were like swans. I had to make 3 of those.
I hope they got special mention in the programme.
No, it was only a village panto.
And Mandy, what do you do?
I'm a crime scene investigator.
Are you?
Yes.
So if we were burgled or something, you'd come round and check it all out?
Would, yes, I would look for fingerprints and DNA and have a good look at the crime scene. Try and find out who's done the deed.
So what would you like to hear more about from Kate?
I think the vase.
This is a porcelain vase, and it's fashioned in what we would call the neoclassical style. It was produced in Italy in the latter part of the 19th century. It's a very opulent-looking piece made of gold-painted porcelain, and the decorative scenes are transfer printed and then over-painted, meaning that almost certainly it was produced in substantial numbers. It is a genuine antique, at well over 100 years old, and it will appeal to fans of this very neoclassical style. But what is it worth?
Well, thank you, Kate. Thank you very much indeed. Teams, now you know some more about the items. I hope that helps you as we play round 2. Now, in this round, the pickers will select a lot to play for, and the quizzers will again try and secure it by answering correctly. But this time around, the lots come with their own question categories, and here they are. So if you wanted the toy, for instance, your quizzer would be able to make a choice between physics or board games as a question to answer. Now, at the end of this round, the team with the least valuable collection will be eliminated, so choose wisely. Right, Team 1, you're up first. So, Jordan, what's your lot?
The painting.
The painting. OK. Bob, composers or board games?
Board games.
Board games. In chess notation, which playing piece is represented by the letter N?
Knight.
Yes, it is N for knight, because it's K for king. The painting is yours. Well done. Richard, what's your lot?
I'll try for the bowl, please.
The bowl. Physics or horror films, Barbara?
Physics.
OK, here we go. On the electromagnetic spectrum, what type of radiation can be referred to as UV?
Ultraviolet.
Correct. Good. The bowl is yours. Mandy, what's your lot?
I think I'll try for the vase, please.
The vase. Composers or children's literature? Jan?
I have to go for children's literature.
Here we go. Which character, created by Julia Donaldson, has orange eyes, a black tongue, and purple prickles all over his back?
Sonic the Hedgehog? No, that's...
It does sound like him, doesn't it? If that was a photo fit, you might come out with Sonic. The actual answer is the Gruffalo, so the vase stays on the board. Right, we're going to do this again. But teams, have you missed out on that one item that you really wanted? If so, here's your chance to get your hands on it. Because from now on, you can either go for what's left on the grid, or you can try to steal a lot in a rival team's collection. But, pickers, be warned. If you choose to steal from another team, they will get to choose which category your quizzer must face. OK, Jordan, you're first. Do you want to pick or steal?
Pick.
Pick? What are you going to have?
The cup and saucer, please.
The cup and saucer. Bob, composers or horror films?
Horror film.
Horror films. Who directed the 1968 film Night of the Living Dead?
Scorsese.
Incorrect. George A. Romero. OK, the cup and saucer stays on the grid. Richard, pick or steal?
Try the toy, please.
You're going to pick the toy. Physics or board games, Barbara?
Board games.
Board games. The electric company and waterworks appear on the board of which popular game?
Monopoly.
Correct, it is Monopoly. The toy is yours. Mandy, pick or steal?
I will pick the vase again, please.
Pick the vase. Jan's so happy about this. Composers or children's literature?
Oh, children's literature again. Here we
Children's
go.
literature. Which British author wrote the children's classic, The Tale of Jemima Puddleduck?
Beatrix Potter.
Correct, it is. The vase is finally yours. We'll have another go at this one. Team 1, pick or steal?
I'd like to steal the kovsh, please.
Right, you want the kovsh, which means that Jan and Mandy have to pick a category for Bob.
Physics.
Physics. Bob, what name is given to the subatomic particle which is negatively charged and orbits the nucleus of an atom?
Eon?
What a brave guess. Electron. The kovsh stays with Jan and Mandy. Richard, pick or steal?
The cup and saucer, please.
Cup and saucer. Composers or horror films, Barbara?
Composers, please.
Composers. Which iconic Austrian composer learnt to play the piano at the age of 3?
Mozart.
Correct. The cup and saucer are yours. Mandy, pick or steal?
The thermometer.
The
please.
thermometer. Jan, British art or horror films?
I'll have British art, please.
Here we go. A Rake's Progress and Marriage à la Mode are the best-known works of which 18th century English artist?
What? Is it Holbein?
Close. William Hogarth.
Hogarth.
OK, the thermometer stays on the grid, and that is the end of the round. So let's see how the collections are looking. Bob and Jordan have the watch and the painting. Barbara and Richard have the statuette, the toy, the cup and saucer, and the bowl. And Jan and Mandy have the kovsh, the vase, and the table. OK, for one team, this is now the end of the road. Kate has been keeping tabs, and the team with the least valuable collection will now be eliminated. So, Kate, who are we saying goodbye to first?
I can reveal that the pair leaving us now is Richard and Barbara.
Well, Richard and Barbara, I'm very sorry that we're having to say goodbye to you, but you're not only leaving the game, you're also giving your collection back to us. Of course, you'd like to know more about it and what it's worth, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Over to you, Kate.
Well, let's have a look at that very varied collection that you amassed. First of all, let's have a look at that quirky little toy. It oozes retro style. It's very colourful, isn't it? But it hasn't got any bells and whistles. It is just a little simple pull-along. It's not a designer who is highly sought after, so the value is just £25.
Oh.
But then we had the statuette. Now, this is a bronze sculpture of the Italian violinist Niccolò Paganini, and it's sculpted by the French portrait sculptor Jean-Pierre Dantin. This caricature was so popular that hundreds of plaster casts were made of it. So, although this is bronze, it would have a price tag at auction of £100. On we go to the cup and saucer. These two pieces are part of the famous Nanking cargo, which sank in 1752 to the bottom of the South China Sea. The tea-ball and saucer themselves feature a pattern known as the blue pine cone and, as you saw, are in extraordinary condition, considering the ordeal that they've been through. Although this has great age and a great story to tell, it isn't particularly rare. And for that reason, this tea-ball and saucer at auction would fetch a paltry £60. The Lalique bowl is the next thing we have. This is an interesting piece that really screams quality. All three teams actually looked at that signature. So this Art Deco bowl was produced in 1933, right at the height of the Art Deco period, and it's a great representation of Lalique's work. Mandy, you really used your detective work here, didn't you? You homed in on that signature. This is a true Lalique piece, and the value is £600.
Wow.
So that takes your collection, Richard and Barbara, to a total value of £785.
Brilliant. Barbara and Richard, you should go home feeling pleased with that. But I'm so sorry it is time to bring the hammer down on your collection and say thank you for playing for what it's worth. And also, the unclaimed items in the grid are now leaving the game, so let's quickly find out from Kate what they're worth and if the top lot is still in the game.
So we have the chair to begin with, and it dates from around 1860, so you weren't far out, Jordan, when you said it was Georgian. It is actually in the Victorian period. The chair is made of rosewood, a lovely exotic wood, and has been beautifully hand-carved. There are minimal scratches to the feet and no damage really to the wood. The upholstery is probably original. However, although decorative as well as functional, the market for Victorian furniture has dramatically changed and despite its decorative appeal, only worth around £120. The jug is next. Now, you were both very definite about the jug, but were you right? This particular example is quite plain. It has straight tapered sides and, of course, a clear glass handle. More elaborate pieces may have moulded frills or applied decoration and details. So, you were both absolutely right. It is today's worthless lot. Well done. But next is a little bit more of a puzzle. How many silver-encased Victorian travel thermometers have you ever seen? Well, I have to tell you, I haven't seen another one like it. Collectors of scientific instruments and the like would give their right arm for this. And at auction, it would have a price tag of £1,500.
Astonishing. But it means that the top lot, the one worth £2,500, is still in play. Someone has it in their collection. So, teams, congratulations on getting this far. You now have one last chance to pick our experts' brains. So which lot do you really need to know more about? Team 1.
Table.
Ah, the table. Well, this is a beautiful antique side table. It's hand-carved with flowers and scrolls. But you may also have noticed that there are some surface scratches to this piece, a little bit of damage, so it isn't in perfect condition. Now, as you may know, the Chinese market is extremely strong at the moment, and for any Oriental enthusiasts, this could be a welcome addition to a collection. Could this be a welcome addition for you?
Mandy and Jan, what would you like to know more about?
The watch.
The gold watch, please.
The watch, let's have a look at it. Well, this is a late 19th century, possibly even early 20th century pocket watch. It's continental in style, with elaborate floral engraving and an engraved dial. And the case is stamped with the mark for 18-carat gold. The double fusee movement is unsigned, and the case is unmarked, so we will never know exactly who made it. So what does that mean for its value?
Well, it's now time for our final round, and at the end of this, we will have our winners. In this round, I'll show you a category with 12 possible answers. 9 of them are correct, 3 are not. Each of you will then take turns to choose an answer you think is correct. And as it's the final round, both quizzers and pickers will play. Pick a wrong answer and your opponents will be able to steal a lot from your collection. If all 9 correct answers are given, then the team who gives the final correct answer will be the winners. We'll play 3 questions in total, and the pair with the most valuable collection can choose to go first or second. So, Kate, who is that at the moment?
I can reveal that at the moment, the team who currently has the most valuable collection is Jan and Mandy.
Oh, OK. Jan and Mandy, the first question is airport codes. Can you spot the correct codes used by the International Air Transport Association to identify airports? Would you like to go first or second on this one?
We'll go first.
First, OK. Here are the answers. Jan, give me an answer.
LAX.
LAX, if it goes green, it's correct. Yes, it's LA International. Bob, give me an answer.
HKG.
HKG? Correct, it is Hong Kong. Mandy?
LGW.
LGW. Correct. London Gatwick, of course. Jordan?
ATL.
ATL. Correct, that's Atlanta International. Jan?
JFK.
JFK. Yes, that's the John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York. Bob?
SYD.
SYD. Correct. Sydney, Kingsford Smith International. Mandy?
MAD.
MAD. Correct. Madrid Barracas in Spain. Jordan?
AMS.
AMS? Yes, Amsterdam Schiphol. Ooh, 1 correct answer left on the board. Jan, can you find it?
BIC.
BIC? It's wrong. No such airport code. Oh, where are the other wrong answers? APE, no such airport, and neither is there a BPO airport. But DXB was the last correct answer, and it was Dubai. Wow. Bob and Jordan, you can steal a lot from your opponents. What would you like?
I'll take the Covs.
The Kovsh is yours. Right, Bob and Jordan, this is your question, and it is yoga poses.
Yeah, I look fit.
Would you like to go first or second?
We'll go second.
Bob's thrilled with this, Jan and Mandy. Right, here are the answers. Jan, give me an answer.
Bridge.
Bridge, is that correct? Correct, it's holding a backward bend. Bob,
Locust.
locust. Correct, that involves stretching out your whole body. Mandy,
Reverse table.
the reverse table. Yes, making the shape of a table whilst looking upwards. Jordan,
Feathered peacock.
feathered peacock. Yes, it's a forearm stand. Correct, well done. Jan,
Upward facing dog.
upward facing dog. Correct, a stretch while lying on your front. Bob,
Easy player.
easy plough. Yes, that's an easy version of the difficult plough pose, as you know, Bob.
Yeah, of course it does, yeah.
Mandy,
Half cobra.
half cobra. Correct, a half height cobra stretch. Jordan,
Reclining pigeon, please.
reclining pigeon. Yes, it's a pose lying on your back with one leg crossed over the other. There is one last correct answer on the grid. Poor Jan, it's you again.
dear.
Where are you going?
No idea. Hair.
The hair. Yes, it helps to relieve tension in the back and the neck. Well done. Obviously, the incorrect answers are the finger wave, which is a hairstyle from the 1920s, a window cleaner, I think we all have one, and a tight end, which is an American football position. Jan and Mandy, that means you can steal a lot from your opponents. What would you like?
Shall we have the cloth? We'll have the cloth back, please.
Kovsh back. Can we change anything for the last question? Jan and Mandy, this is your question, and it is characters in The Archers.
You are joking, aren't you?
Would you like to go first or second, Jan and Mandy?
Might as well go first and get it over with.
Here are the answers. Jan, give me an answer.
Pip Archer.
Pip Archer. Correct, played by Daisy Badger. Bob.
Hazel Woolley.
Hazel Woolley. Yes, played by Annette Badland. Mandy.
Elizabeth Pargeter.
Elizabeth Pargeter. Yes, played by Alison Dowling. Jordan.
Coriander Snell.
Coriander Snell. Yes, played by Alexandra Lilly. Jan.
Amy Franks.
Amy Franks. Yes, she's the vicar's daughter, Alan Franks. Bob.
Debbie Aldridge.
Debbie Aldridge. Yes, played by the wonderful Tamsin Gregg. Mandy.
William Shepherd.
William Shepherd. Oh, he's the inventor of liquid soap. Let's have a look at the other wrong answers. Daryl Dixon is a fictional archer on The Walking Dead, and Joseph Henry is an early pioneer of radio technology. Well, Bob and Jordan, that means you can steal a lot from your opponents. Think carefully, what would you like?
I'm thinking of the table.
Coffs.
Let's go for Kovsh.
The Coffs.
The Kovsh, please.
The Kovsh is yours. Here it is.
Oh, dear.
That's it. Your collections are complete and will determine which team is victorious. Kate, who are today's winners?
I can reveal that the team with the most valuable collection and the winners of today's show are Bob and Jordan.
Congratulations, Bob and Jordan, but huge commiserations to you, Jan and Mandy. But before you leave, I'm sure you want to know the value of the things in your collection. So, Kate, tell us.
Well, let's have a look at the vase first. And what an eyeful this is. A lot of gilt decoration, and then those two lovely vignettes of Italianate classical architecture. But the secret to this is in the detail. That actually, this detail is printed first, it's transfer printed and then overpainted, which means that actually this is a method for mass production, and therefore the value of the piece isn't that high. £150. Then we have the table. It's got the lovely scroll decoration, very Chinese in style. It's got those gilt metal mounts that are very Eastern looking, and the chamfers on the supports, a very Chinese detail. The Chinese market, of course, is very buoyant for some pieces, but this is a fairly standard piece of furniture. But the value actually is around £300. So that gives you a total value for your collection of £450.
Jan and Mandy, thank you so much for playing For What It's Worth.
Thank you.
Bob and Jordan, congratulations. You are today's winners. And now that all that remains is for you to claim your prize, we now know that you must have the top lot in your collection. All you have to do is pick one of the lots that are sitting in front of you and we will give you its value in cash. So which one do you want to choose?
Which one are you thinking of?
They had the top when we
Yeah.
had two, didn't they? So the only way they had two bigger things, they only had 600, 900. It must be the Kovsh. It's got to be. We'll keep the Kovsh.
The Kovsh. Absolutely certain?
Yeah, definitely.
Final decision?
Final.
OK, well, goodbye watch, goodbye painting, eh? Before we tell you what the Kovsh is worth, Kate is going to tell you what you haven't won.
Well, we have the painting. You looked at the front, you looked at the back, you saw that gallery label. You didn't particularly like it, did you? But we know it's William Callow. He is a sought-after watercolour artist. So what's it worth? £500. Next, of course, we have the watch. And you were right. It is gold. Pocket watches are still highly collectible, and this is a lovely continental example. It doesn't matter that we haven't got a maker's name, it still has a hefty price tag of £800.
Well, Bob and Jordan, you have won the value of the Kovsh, which we know is the top lot. And we know it's worth £2,500. You've played this game so well, but can we tempt you to swap it for the mystery lot, which could be worth even more? So, Bob and Jordan, as things stand, you have won the value in cash of this Kovsh. We know it's the top lot. We know it's worth £2,500. But can Kate tempt you with today's mystery lot?
Let's very carefully reveal it. This is a bottle of perfume, which was created in the early 19th century. Now, it's very rare indeed to find a bottle of perfume from the 1800s in which the liquid still survives, as you can see, even if it has developed a viscous sap-like consistency over the 2 centuries that it's been residing in its little modest home in there. It is a completely unique and personalised scent designed by none other than Lord Byron himself. And in case you don't believe me, there is his seal in wax confirming its authenticity. So what you have to decide is how much value is added by its incredible provenance.
I could see you looking at the Kovsh, looking at the perfume. Look, now you're both in a quandary, aren't you?
I think it's lower. I don't think there's a lot in you, but I think there's lower. I'd say that was about 2,000.
You think this is about 2,000?
That's more. That's more.
No.
What attracts you to it, Jordan? Is it the history?
History here and who actually owned it.
But I still think, no, definitely. That's worth more.
OK, what's your decision? Final decision? You going to stick with Grandad?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
OK. Bob and Jordan, you're sticking with the Kovsh. That means you've won its worth in cash, £2,500. But Kate, tell us what they've thrown away.
Well, I don't envy you, because this is a very tricky one. It's a unique item. There isn't another one like it. Byron personalised his perfume. It's got a unique smell that was just his. And there it is, still surviving today in relatively very good condition in its vessel. And it's actually got quite an appealing scent as well. So for perfume collectors, how much appeal does it actually have? The value would be £400.
Really? Really? That doesn't seem much for a piece of fabulous history. Well, well done, Bob. You were right on the money there. Now, during the game, we didn't have a single explanation about this Kovsh.
Is it Russian?
It is actually a traditional drinking vessel that originates from Russia. It's made of 88 Zlotnik standard silver. Now, you noticed that 88, Jordan. You're the only one that spotted it, in fact. But did you know what it meant? It's a standard of silver that Carl Fabergé, who you may have heard of, worked in. But this piece was actually created by the Klebnikov factory, big rivals of Fabergé and contemporaries of his at the time. It was my favourite piece today. You've played a blinding game, and of course, it is the top lot, and the value is £2,500. Well done.
Just brilliant. Thank you, Kate, for lending us all your expertise. And, of course, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time when more teams will be trying to spot the lot to win the lot on For What It's Worth. Goodbye for now. Really